there's a hole in my heart. We're now approaching 1 year until my husband passed away. Suddenly, July 16th, 2003. And I've been thinking a lot about his birthday coming up. It's been on my mind for like the last week and a half. It's probably close to 2 weeks before the date of his birthday, which is June 23rd, and that's in 3 days. So the reason why it's been on my mind is because he's not going to be around here for it. And it's funny that this occasion would hit me because he didn't care much about his birthdays. He was just the sort of person that he didn't make much of a big deal about it, and he didn't want anything for his birthday. He didn't need the kids or I to get him anything. He never wanted a birthday cake. He never wanted to go anywhere special or do anything special for his birthday. He just didn't care about it. So that's just the type of person he was. Even Father's Day, he didn't, you know, encourage the kids to do anything or like make a picture or drawing or anything for him. I felt odd because I would be the one making a bigger deal about his birthday. He did, as the years went on and his age was getting up there in numbers. Probably about the last 5 years we were married. We were married for 20 years. He didn't want to be reminded about his age, and it had nothing to do with vanity. It was just that I was so much younger than him, and he knew that one day he would probably be departing this earth and leaving me before I would. It's just the laws of nature. I did mention that his death was a surprise because he was, you know, I had mentioned in a previous video, he was seen regularly by a doctor, and these days, you know, he could have had 10 or more years left. He was 71 years old when he died. He was born in 1953, and it was a disappointment to his mother that she was pregnant with him. He was the third child, and like me, he was a surprise to his parents. We were both the third born in our family, and we were both surprise pregnancies to our mothers, and we were both unwanted pregnancies to both of our mothers. Same situation. His mother and father, they had a boy, they had a girl, they were all set, you know, their family was complete. My parents, same thing, brother, sister, they didn't plan for another one. And towards the end of the pregnancy, his mother had finally decided she had enough and she wanted to get him out of her. So she asked his uncle to take her on a bumpy ride. Keep in mind, this is like 1953. So the doctor of this small city, I don't even know if it was a city at that point in time, it could have been, was the mayor, the dentist, and the doctor for the whole town. So he took her on a bumpy ride, and he was born shortly after, so I guess it worked. His mother, she didn't want anything to do with him because her second child was Eugene's brother, and his brother Roland had a temper, and she had had quite a difficult time when he was a baby because he would sleep all day and he'd be up all night, and having a baby with a temper, it drove her to a nervous breakdown. So when my husband was born, one of his kind-hearted aunts, his Aunt Rose, took him over to care for him. And he was a good baby. And she and his uncle told her that he was a good baby, but she didn't want him. She didn't want him. So months progressed, and then after maybe he was about 6 months or so old, they finally convinced her to take him back. His family was poor. They lived in the poor section or area of the city, and he had all of his relatives pretty much living on the same street. The street was called the Garden City because, like, everybody had a garden back then. They were all poor, so they grew a lot of their own fruits and vegetables. Being on that street, his grandma lived beside his aunt, and his cousin was across the street with his other aunt, and so on and so forth. His other aunt, Aunt Charisse was her name, and her husband was Roland, same name as his brother. They were first cousins, and that's why they didn't have any children, because she was afraid of having children, being that they were first cousins. So what she used to do, and they had a little bit more money because they both worked, him and her, she used to dress my husband up in baby girl clothes and take him out on the town. So I've got pictures here, and in most of them he's dressed up as a girl because of his Aunt Charisse. She thought a little girl was cute, and so she would buy him these girl clothes and dress him up. I'm going to show them to you, and you're going to see all of the girl clothes. You can tell that the area is a low-income zone. And people used to comment about what a cute little girl he was. They'd have no idea. This is him with his grandma. You can see the houses in the background. It says 1962 on the back. That was the day of his first communion because he was raised Catholic. This is him with his grandma again, outside of the church. These are all the pictures that I have of him from when he was younger. This is him with his Uncle Roland, I believe it is. In this last photo, he's standing beside his big brother Roland on the left. He's also holding a monkey in his arms, which is the only toy that he remembers having, but he really loved that monkey. Thank you for being here with me. It means a lot that you gave your time to hear my story. I'm greatly humbled. Thank you, my friend. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.